Welcome to CSIT 306 IT Resource Planning. In today's session, we'll take a look at IT resource planning with regards to production and materials management. We'll examine the production management systems in IT resource planning. We'll try and understand the materials management system. We'll look at the acknowledgements that there are with regards to the interrelationships among business processes supporting production and materials management. We'll use our famous example, Atlantic Manufacturing, which seems to have a lot of issues. In this session, with regards to Atlantic Manufacturing, we'll see that materials and manufacturing are dealing with inconsistent levels of raw materials and finished products. Now, change specifications are not made timely. Sequential design produces long lead times. There's inadequate information from other divisions. Then there's lost purchasing requisitions. So let's give a background into manufacturing systems. This is designed to reorder inventory using reorder points. So these systems adapt production to customer orders. So there's increased flexibility because it is looking specifically at the customer's needs. Now, from the 60s down to the 80s, we're concerned with high volume production of few products. So mainframe-based databases were used. Then in the late 80s, the production of new products were looked at, and this time was to meet the customer's needs. This allowed for flexibility and the ability to have changes based on the customer's needs. Now, manufacturing execution systems provided continuous feedback and control. In the 90s, integration of processes and data produce operational efficiencies. This is where IT resource planning systems give total integration, including supply chain. Now, the problems with traditional production systems. There's lack of integration between divisions in organizations. There's inaccurate production forecasts will create incorrect purchasing decisions. Now, producing either a shortage or extra raw materials or creating an excess of finished products or shortages is what the inaccurate production forecasts will be looking at. Then another problem was excess inventories, the impact on cash flow and profitability in accounting. Now, under production system, the objective is to create production plan, acquire raw materials, schedule equipment, facilities and human resources, to design products, to produce appropriate quantities of expected quantity levels. Now, production planning and manufacturing processes. Under operational level access, we look at the daily activities, which include the purchasing, which is acquiring correct quantity of raw materials and supplies. Look at receiving, which looks at inspection of delivered product, and processing. We look at quality control, which deals with monitoring of receivables and identification of unacceptable deliveries. We also take a look at monitoring quality of production goods. Then lastly, under operational level process, we look at inventory management, which deals with maintaining appropriate levels. Now let's look at information systems support. Now, production planning and manufacturing processes, usually supported by information systems, are in this regard: data collection systems, material management systems, BOM systems, inventory management systems, and cost accounting system. So information systems support is with regards to these systems. And material resource planning, the processes are to identify stock needed, calculate lead time for stock, determine safety stock levels, assign most cost-effective order quantities, and produce accurate purchase orders. Now, the MRP takes input from the MPS, and the MPS employs sales forecasts to identify product needed. This table helps to explain the terms that have been used in the previous: lead time, what BOM is, what MPS is, and so on and so forth. Now we'll take a look at just-in-time systems. The ideal production and manufacturing situations which only maintain necessary inventory levels, no excesses. It requires supplies to be delivered only as needed to meet production schedule. So internet is used to place orders. Then continuous replenishment of raw materials is also done. In just-in-time systems, it reduces the storage costs and space both pre and post production. And it helps with improved supply chain and value chain management. Then under capacity planning is evaluation of production capacity against production goals, which requires specific information, creates time-phased plans for product and production area. Then there's production scheduling, which allows for allocating of specific facilities. It estimates human resource needed. Then under capacity planning again, the product design and development is integrated with cost information, which allows comparison of alternatives to decrease expenses. Now, production planning and materials management models. Here we find that IT resource planning extends information distribution. It allows for merging of multiple databases, and sales forecasts are employed to develop production plans. The MPS is created through demand management, and MRP creates efficient, detailed material plan. Then the IT resource planning systems provides integration. Taking a look at materials management models, we have the MES, you have the APS, and the data collection. And the MES, you see the factory floor information and communication systems fall under MES, which provide feedback on real-time basis and can be front-end combined with back-end applications. And the APS systems, whether that is business analysis and support, which leverage on data for decision support. Then under data collection, the data collection under the materials management model, real-time data is gathered with mobile phone or internet-enabled devices, and automated data collection is also enforced. So EBusiness Strategies. With EBusiness Strategies, this helps facilitate communication along supply chain. So you have B2B, where many suppliers are available. It's internet enabled and quick and easy exchange of information. Then the marketplaces allow for aggregation of buyers to improve purchasing power. It also helps to eliminate traditional supply chain and the problems that's associated with it. We'll look at another featured article in this session, which we'll discuss into detail when we meet. This is with regards to what IT resource planning can offer to ABC. And that is, we'll look at what manufacturing data is used by the managerial accounting model within IT resource planning. How is that information used to control costs, to maximize productivity, and to streamline operations? We'll also see how this data integration supports managerial decision making. We'll take a look at the activity-based costing systems. Then we'll look at the SAP's R3 systems. We'll look at activity-based budgeting. We'll look at collection of non-financial measures for use as drivers. So in conclusion, we've seen that traditional production systems offered no integration with the organization. Most production planning lacks coordination with the organization's manufacturing, particularly at the operational level. And organizations want material resource planning, just-in-time systems, and capacity planning. Then we've seen that IT resource planning systems offer both production planning and materials management, which helps in facilitating communications along the supply chain and improving e-business opportunities.